So I start with the next batch of strawberries. The one I kind of marinate in a little bit of caster sugar, and I take the sparkling wine and pour it over. And the other one I marinated with a bit of caster sugar also, split a vanilla pod, and I put the pod in there too. I want the freshness of the strawberries to basically come out, but also in different textures and like form. The strawberries with the sparkling wine, I want it to be slightly tender, so I put that in the sous vide machine until it's slightly soft, but not mushy.
Right now I'm gonna slice my mushroom, then I'm gonna put them in white wine and some sugar. Marinade is just for flavor because we can't cook anything, which is very frustrating. The thing I'm most worried about is my parsnip puree, if it's not gonna be soft enough.
Place my lime and marinated fish ceviche on the plate. Place my bebe fish on the plate.
60 seconds remaining. Everything to cook for today. Let's go.
Place my mayonnaises on the plate.
In 10, 9, 8,
I'm throwing things at the plate from 1,000 miles an hour.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop plating. That's it.
My onions are not on my plate. My mushrooms are not on my plate. What a waste of time. I have a pile of beige fish and 3 blobs of mayonnaise on my plate. Hello, Josh. Chef.
Thank you.
Do you think this is going to be enough?
No. I'm very disappointed with what I put on the plates, and I want to be proud of the dishes that I put in front of people, and I'm not proud of this dish, and that's very disappointing. I'm sorry.
It's the sign of a good cook who feels for what they put in front of people, and first and foremost, it cannot go out of the kitchen until you're happy with it. That's a good thing. You should never apologize for feeling that about how you make food. It's the mark of someone who cares about what they do.
I like the thought process. I can see it's not finished, but I'm still looking forward to tasting it.
We're going to taste this and we'll let you know.
I didn't think that I was being too clever. I thought I was being simple, but I was just taking on too much.
Well, my first thought is, where is the salt? And I think that's a great pity that the salt was forgotten. It's not even under-seasoned, there's no salt. No. The 3 aiolis, they are quite similar in flavor.
I would have loved to have seen what it was going to be like.
Yes.
Almost like the foundation to something quite interesting. I like the texture of the other 2 treatments.
Yeah.
I actually like the texture of the ceviche, but it doesn't have the element of seasoning. So, yeah, you've lost all that flavor.
But the thing is, she ran out of time. So as a result, you know, the story is half told.
Look, I think with 60 minutes, concentrate on one treatment ceviche and then work on the garnish and build a dish round one treatment. It was all against her today.
How are you, lady?
So Roxy,
Yes.
tell us about this creation.
I was really drawn to the strawberries and I went with my instinct and I decided to go for a dessert because I feel comfortable doing it.
Well, I think you listened when I tried to seriously give advice before you started. It was good to see how you'd planned it and you'd seriously thought about it. You had left nothing to chance. You knew exactly what you were going to do, when you were going to do it, and you had a little bit of room for error as well.
Let's also be honest here, you didn't do this in 60 minutes. You were plating with 15 minutes to go. So all these elements that granita, sorbet, there's the crumb underneath, there's the 2 treatments of strawberries, there's crystallized basil, there's this cream of almond. I still don't understand how you got all this done in 45 minutes. I'm blown away.
I was a woman possessed in the kitchen today, I'm telling you I was.
Great.
I've got my eye on one thing and that's being in the finale and I knew what I had to do today to be there.
So we're going to taste this and we'll let you know what we think.
Thank you
Rox.
so much. Yes, they were giving a lot of compliments about the look of the dish, but not to be around during the tasting is quite difficult because maybe they just don't like the flavors.
I like it.
Yeah.
I think she's really honored the strawberry.
You know, the first thing that you get is this lovely sweet aroma and you look at the plate, it's, you know, those bright red strawberries that are on there, but then treated differently. Different texture with the dried one, and it's not too sweet.
You know, the granita, I think, might be unnecessary on the plate, but I like the basil. You pick up all the little flavors that she's added to the strawberry in the different ways she prepared them.
This is one of the best plates of food we've had this competition, without a doubt. The fact that it isn't sweet, it's a little bit savory. There's sweet elements, there are textural elements, there's balance. This is magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. This is how you win competitions.
Thank you.
What did you think of the challenge?
It was hard because there's no heat and it's something I've never done before. So it's quite a bit intimidating for me.
Tell us about the parsnips.
Oh. I'm not feeling good about that parsnip puree. And, the cream just became like butter. So yeah, that's the problem with the puree.
Okay.
I think with you, Sibokasi, today, I think we saw the biggest thrown out of comfort zone moment. I wanted to come and hug you and say, please just leave those parsnips and continue because you had great ideas. You had great what I'm smelling, it smells great.
We're gonna taste.
Okay.
And gonna see how all those flavors go together. Thank you.
Thank you, Chef. Thank you. I still have a hope that I might go through. It's just the parsnip butter that's the biggest threat.
If I had a great piece of toasted bread, it would make a fabulous sandwich. I mean, the parsnip puree is clearly parsnip butter.
Even though it's not exactly a puree, it's not unpleasant.
I don't like this. I don't like the butter. I find it oily. I find it fibrous. The plate can do without the parsnips.
I was worried about the meat, but I think it's lovely and tender. It's maybe a little bit overpowering with the marinade she used. I've lost the springbok a little bit.
You know, the Asian flavors that she introduced in the venison worked well with the crunchiness of the fennel. and also that sweetness that come from those thinly sliced apples. But I also find because that there's also a little bit of acidity, that sugar that comes from the apple doesn't necessarily balance it, you know, completely.
Yes, I lose the venison flavor, but this crunchiness of the apple, the mushrooms, the slight pickle in there, I'm pleasantly surprised that she actually managed to make it work.
She's got some lovely flavors going there. I think that's a great salad in of itself.
She still was fixated on the fact that she was cooking something
Yeah,
because
she was making a warm dish.
Yeah.
yeah.
She was making, because
Yeah.
parsnip puree cold is not, you know,
No.
particularly nice.
No. Look, she was lucky it turned into butter, not just mush.
Now this was a difficult decision, and we don't take it lightly. The next person to leave the MasterChef kitchen is Phillipa.
Phillipa, I'm afraid your wonderful concept was just too ambitious for the time of our challenge today. We loved where you were going and would have liked to have seen what that plate was to be, but it just wasn't your day today. No doubt you'll have many perfect, fabulous days with some of the food we have seen you before in the not too distant future.
Thank you.